Till that the Seminole Tribe of Florida generated so much revenue from opening tax-free smoke shops and organizing high-stakes bingo games that in 2007 they bought Hard Rock Cafe International. The tribe still owns it today, with 180 restaurants, 24 hotels, and 11 casinos in 74 different countries. So they own all Hard Rocks? I thought they only owned the one in South Florida. The Seminole Reservation in FL is right in the middle of Broward County, indistinguishable from the cities surrounding it, Hollywood and Davie. For years they ran a kinda crappy casino there, along with bingo halls, and tax-free tobacco shops. 40+ years of old folks in South Florida buying cheap smokes, and playing bingo and cards adds up to a lot of revenue. There were 2 in Wales. They didn't last long. The food was shite and they couldn't compete with the local bars that essentially become nightclubs after 7 p.m. The Seminoles of Florida were never defeated. Blow, blow Seminole wind. In the mid to late 80s a Hard Rock Cafe sweatshirt was a friggin' status symbol. Oh how I coveted mine. I sell financial analytics software to corporations for a living and have a couple of the native nations as clients. One of them seemed to be doing better from casino money than the majority of Fortune 500 companies, but just about none went to the normal tribe members. Their headquarters rivaled any Fortune 500 I've been in. My contact there had on a $60,000 Patek and his assistant a $20,000 Rolex. They piled us in a $100,000 SUV to go out to dinner and we drove through part of the reservation on the way where everyone was seeming to live in crushing poverty before getting to a restaurant where they bought a $700 dinner for 4 people. Then drove back through the crushing poverty while he described the $150,000 pool that he was putting in his almost $10 million house. Was one of the wildest juxtapositions I've ever seen. The Seminole of Florida are awesome. They collaborate with Florida State to make sure that the mascot, is presented in an appropriate and respectful way. Their members give talks at the university on Seminole history and culture. And the university operates a Native Studies department that helps preserve and explore Native Seminole history and culture. This is one thing that America has gotten right. This is the wildest thing I've learned on TIL ever. Oh yeah. Growing up in South Florida, everyone bought their cigarettes on the reservation. Cherokee is considered the richest tribe and don't do anything for their people. Well then at least one of the Native American tribes seems to be doing well. Our ancestors sold Manhattan for trinkets. Today with the acquisition of the Hard Rock cafes we're going to buy Manhattan back one hamburger at a time, Max Osceola, Seminole Tribe representative, said at a press conference at Manhattan's Times Square Hard Rock Cafe location. I mean, at least it sounds good. Lucky for them the Hard Rock Hotel that collapsed in New Orleans had the rights to the name bought from them. It's still like that today. Edit, incorrect. They were in a brand licensing agreement with Kalos Companies, and contracted Citadel Builders LLC to build the project. I worked with their tribe on language programs. They are a very cool tribe. Typically, the farther south you go in US/Canada the fewer speakers you have. This is not true with the Seminoles who are very far south but have quite a few speakers, but they also recognize they need to create many more new speakers to keep the language alive. By the way, they remain the only tribe in the US who never signed a treaty. They were never conquered. I have a friend who is Seminole and he makes more money than me every month and has never had a job. You think money can buy you nice things and happiness? Let me tell you that does not seem to be the case. I'm from Florida originally and every year in elementary school we'd go to this festival thing where the Seminoles would teach us tribal dances and we'd hunt for arrowheads and other educational things. It was good times. I'm glad to see they've been able to reach some level of financial success. After all, we suck for turning their burial mounds into museums and monopolizing their culture. The members of the tribe get a dividend of over $120,000 a year from the profits and they get universal health care as well. Apparently they used to give the full dividend even to kids but stopped because people were reproducing like crazy to collect tons of money. Not that I'd blame them for that kinda money. Man, $120,000 a year without even needing to work is crazy. Marry another Seminole and you're balling. I stayed in the Hard Rock Hotel in Seminole. Now I finally understand why there's one there. Also it was really good, electric guitar in every room. They're also one of the only tribes to never sign a treaty with the US government. They are worth more than $10 billion today. They should buy the Redskins and rename it. Fun fact, they teach you about that during new hire orientation at the Hard Rock Cafe. Source, personal experience. Go Noles, and they built this. https://www.SeminoleHardRockHollywood.com/hotel/The Guitar Hotel. And this also happened. https://en. Wikipedia, org/wiki/1031_canal. Still haven't recovered those bodies. They're the only tribe to have never backed down to our federal government. Also, they're proud to be the mascot of Florida State University. Native American reparations. I don't know if it's the first they did, but when I was a kid the Seminoles identified a small portion of a mall parking lot as sacred ground. They won the right to claim it as part of the reservation, and it, like any other Seminole property, exempt from federal taxes. And on that little square of Seminole sacred ground, they built a kiosk selling tax-free cigarettes. Now if they could just fix the shitty food at their locations. I'm most surprised to hear that there are 180 Hard Rock cafes still open. I thought they had gone the way of Planet Hollywood. Cool, now I feel a bit better for that overpriced late-night casino slightly above average yet boring burger. This is also why Florida State will always remain the Seminoles. The tribe gave the university the green light to brand it everywhere. The name recognition brings Seminole casinos/resorts millions of dollars in profit each year. When I lived in New York, I would always shake my head in amazement at the tourists going into Hard Rock. So many fabulous restaurants of all price ranges in Manhattan, and that's where you go. Seminole Hard Rock in Lauderdale is dope AF. The huge guitar building that lights up at night is sweet. I try to go there often. Well, pre-COVID I did. It may be kinda cliche, but it is awfully fun to collect the t-shirts from each location. Don't let this fool you into thinking it is the tribe's wealth. It's some rich private owner's wealth. This is like a poor homeless person in America claiming to be a billionaire because they are American and Jeff Bezos is American. Most of the federally recognized tribes run like this. Little mafias and clubs that enrich a small elite while claiming to help all actual suffering poor native people stuck in poverty. Source, lived on reservation. They closed the one in Palm Springs, CA a couple years ago. The casinos are still there though. They just built a Hard Rock casino near me in California. Just as lame as Planet Hollywood, but good for them. And everyone like this. The only tribe that didn't surrender to the U.S. government. Touché. My dad got me a Hard Rock Cafe t-shirt from Munich, Germany, pretty cool logo on the shirt, wish I had it still. And they just opened up a giant light-up guitar-shaped casino. So this is what the South Park Native American Casino episode referred to? As a European I did not know that at the time. What's even more amazing is how close to being fucking extinct during the Seminole Wars. After the Third Seminole War there were I think 500 members of the tribe left that just refused to die/be relocated, and look at them now, making money off of stupid ass white people. Good for them, I hope they become as rich as Bezos. The coolest thing during high school in Florida in the 90s was driving out to the Seminole Reservation and picking up a carton of smokes for like $4 or $5. Fun fact, the United States government never signed a formal peace treaty with the Seminole Tribe of Florida.